too many people, in my opinion, of being a bit doom and gloom, a bit fatalistic, and you got to move. It's over, and it's like no. That's when the British show their true spirit. When the going gets tough, you have to dig in, bite down on the gum shield, and you have to fight with everything you've got to protect the brilliance of what this country can be. And unfortunately, at the minute, our political class, some elements of society have, in our opinion, lost the marbles. I mean, we'll get to it in a bit, but I don't know whether any of you have seen the new sitcom release this weekend. New sitcom out.
Which one?
It's the best. It's the best I've seen in ages. It was called the Your Party Conference.
Oh yeah, I've seen clips.
Anyway, it was. I'm actually gutted I never went. It was in Liverpool, so I'm actually really gutted I never went now, because
it was like a Monty Python sketch.
The most bizarre thing I've seen in a long time, and as I say, I've only seen it doing the rounds on the show, on the socials. But it's kind of like, whoever thought it up, it was like, what when you add that type of chemical to that type of chemical in the lab, it usually goes.
Yeah, it does.
What's it called?
Your party. Well, actually, that's really interesting. Really interesting, because
it's not their party.
They did have a vote. I'm just looking at it. They had a vote during the conference where they said, "Are we going to call it your party?" So there was 4 options: your party, our party,
or they them party,
the Popular Alliance, and For the Many. So they were the comrades. They called each other the comrades.
The People's Front of Judea party.
Well, again, it did remind you of the Monty Python sketch. Fuck off.
Yeah.
We're the Judean People's Front. Honestly, it's actually become like,
it's real.
Weirdly, it has become real life.
It's weird.
It's like when I watch South Park now. Like I remember South Park as a kid when pre-millennium, because I always remember I had some South Park stuff saved to my PC when I used to play Champ Man, and I was petrified that the Millennium Bug was going to shut down, because that's what we were told. When the clock ticks, your computer's going to explode on the Millennium. Anyway, lo and behold, it didn't. My PC didn't explode, and my Champ Man seasons continued. My dominance of Serie A and the Premier League on Champ Man, my dominance of our household on Champ Man continued. My reign. And during the vote, they were offered, the comrades of in the Your Party conference, were offered the opportunity to vote for the party name. Anyway, those were the names that were put on. And then, for me, if you can, go on social media, X specifically, if you can, and look at the Your Party where they put this on, and the 4 different names that when they were being serious. The comment section underneath, as it can be on social, on X, certainly on the social sometimes.
It is funny.
I only go there for the comments, and the comment section underneath was world class. Anyway, the first one under was the same vote, but obviously changed the names, and the party's names were Splitters was one, Jezbollah, because obviously Jeremy Corbyn's involved. Jeremy Corbyn's the leader, and I like Jeremy Corbyn, but he is, obviously he's anti everything, anything to do with the British state, isn't it? It's a wonder he lives here. I'm like, why doesn't he just fuck off? And by the way, I actually really bought into Corbyn and Labour, and this is going to be the man who changes it. And then I realised, oh no, these are crackpots. With good intentions, by the way. I do think he's a good man, but I just don't think he's got
leadership qualities.
Well, he has, but I don't think he could lead the country, be Prime Minister. He could lead a party. He could have led the revolution there, and he was for a period. The problem I had is, once I found out who he was sliding his cheese cob into.
The Al Dodd shoes.
Well, once I figured out he was doing a bit of a extracurricular activities with
say no more.
Ye old
odd shoes.
Ye old odd shoes, yeah. Then I thought, oh no, so he can't be taken serious anymore if he's been plating there.
Yeah.
Been plating the socks off it. If he's had legs pinned back, giving it the old. No, unfortunately, I can't take when I look at his beard, I think, I wonder what juices he was getting in there. Anyway, I've gone too far. Already gone too far. Anyway, it was Splitters. The options were Splitters, Jezbollah. Zara Sultana was the assistant manager to him, second in command, and she got barred from the first. She barred herself from the first day because 2 Muslim MPs had got barred or got banned from there because allegedly they were transphobic. I don't know what's going on there, so it was cannibalising itself. The third option was Zara and Co. Obviously, the 2 fellas who got left out, and then the 4th option, which I felt was the best name, which they should have gone for it, was Gaza LGBTQ, what's it called? Rooftop Diving Association. That was the third answer. And as I say, for me, it was a fascinating watch. You know, certainly because the first person I watched who spoke was somebody who had defected from the Scottish Greens Party. Now, I don't know. I'll have to read the name out for you. The name was Erin Browning, who was a lesbian bloke.
I don't know what that is already.
Okay, so that was the description.
So do you mean he's straight?
Again, look, it only came out because
a lesbian bloke straight.
The first speaker,
just say you're straight.
Because what happened was this speaker came on. I think he or she, I don't even know what to say. Erin Browning is transgender, right?
Yeah.
And she came on saying these people have been kicked out and barred from the party. Zara Sultana's mates who weren't allowed in. There was a lot of people barred and not allowed in, even before the conference had begun. Like restricted from entering, kicked out if they entered because they didn't agree with some of the things that were going on. And this guy, Erin Browning, gets up and starts having a pop at the two MPs, calling them transphobic. All right, yeah, I know, yeah, transphobic. All right, and obviously the chair then jumps in and goes, "No, you can't say this. This is off the script for what you were going to say," and they shut her down or him down. And what happened then was they went to as they kept doing, because it was streamed live, they kept having to put the music comes up. It was like your party. It was very Stalin-esque in terms of as they were removing them, kicking and screaming from the podium, they had to put nice music playing over it and also obviously black the screen out. Yeah. So it became a bit of a farce in the end. But then as it transpired, the more and more I watched it, then only because Graham Linehan tweeted, I seen that this Erin Browning was kicked out of the Scottish Greens Party.
Oh yeah.
Okay, for alleged sexual misconduct with underage children. So it's like, what is going on with this party of left wing?
Yeah.
You know, left wing people from Labour and whatever who've been, deemed too left wing or whatever to be part of the current Labour movement, which is nuts, but that's where they've been. And then they've kind of joined forces with kind of, Islamic factions of politics. So you've got this Islamic kind of left wing added together, and both of them, when we think about it, they're actually, all they want is the destruction of kind of Western civilization. So they actually don't even like the country that they're trying to be voted in. At this conference, there was also somebody who got up, a lady in a green jumper, and all she spoke about was the British state, being against the British state and being about the unification of Ireland. And it's going, hang on a second, you're an English political party trying to make traction in the English Parliament. What's Irish unification? Isn't that for Sinn Féin and what's going on in Republic? Isn't that for them to kind of figure out? Why is Corbyn and Zara Sultana in this breakaway your party, or whatever they voted on calling themselves, become it's just so fractured, and again it is just literally a real life version of the Monty Python sketch.
But that's Zara Sultana as well. The mask slipped on her as well the other day, didn't it? You see what she was tweeting about the
No, I didn't see it. No, I've seen this. What went on? She was
tweeting about the there's a room at Old Trafford now, isn't there? Which is called the multi-faith room. It was last season they put it there, and she was promoting, saying it's fantastic. This is now good as this, and look, this is what we're about. And then someone's put, in this multi-faith room, are Christians allowed to go and pray in there? She just put no comment underneath it.
Where's that, Old Trafford?
Yeah. So you just put this multi-faith room is not a multi-faith room whatsoever, but they know it. And it's again, I said, not here to take part, here to take over.
Well, again, it's this unholy alliance between the left and Islam. And again, for me, I genuinely believe it all my heart that our movement so far, we started out being a football podcast, and where we're ending up, and obviously the guests we want to get on and platform and showcase is to get discussions going about what we can do. It's going to be podcasts like this and us men like-minded being in conversation that kickstart this changing of the guard, this defeatist attitude that this country and the things that are great about this country aren't worth fighting for, when I believe fundamentally they absolutely are. And I believe so many people, have given so much over a long period to keep it going, that we have a duty of care. Certainly us young lads with energy, and we've got kids in the world that we want to make sure that we create a platform for them that gives them a fantastic opportunity to get the best out of what this country can be when it's functioning correctly. At the minute, we all have to accept that it has gone batshit crazy.
It has gone, but that's, you're right in saying we're doing this to create awareness that, listen, the batshit crazy world we live in doesn't have to be that crazy in the future for our kids. We're going to make it some kind of normality for our kids growing up. We don't want them living in a world where they can't say boo to a goose, they're scared to walk down the street or look at someone differently, or they're going to be scared to get hairy aped in the public toilets. We want to make a bit of normality for our kids. If it's not for us right now, for our kids and our kids' future.
How far is it going to get before it starts?
I think it's come back a little bit, but
really,
people like this U party are not doing it any favours, because they're just making it fucking worse.
My party,
your party, they them party,
our party.
Oh.
Well, I'm saying here, look, if you've been watching, I mean, for us, now's the time to commit. Obviously, you don't watch Britain change. Come and be part of the movement that changes Britain. Like, we obviously believe that there's a reason that this is happening, and we believe that Britain, she can come back to it's not going to be the version of Britain that has been in the past. It's obviously a modern version of that, and AI and all the stuff that's happening. It's going to change the world. Now, if we just accept, it's done, and let's all get off, and don't think for one moment that hasn't crossed my mind to go get off to Dubai, tax haven, earn your money there, and don't pay anywhere near the contribution that you'd have to pay here, or get off, to other countries that, when you're a multi-millionaire, no doubt would be really open to you going there. But I go, no, our forefathers have dug in and fought in foreign lands, under the most intense of pressure that there possibly can be, where there's fucking muck and bullets and artillery shells landing all around you, and dug in and fucking got the job done to protect this country and the values of this country. And just because these boomers have come along and they've had all these mad socialist utopian ideas in the aftermath of the Second World War that have failed, and just because now we've got a lot of people who are either first or second generation immigrants who have come from far-flung parts of the Commonwealth or the Empire and decided that they're going to seek some kind of retribution and some kind of social justice by destroying this country and the institutions that have made this country great, then, we should just roll over and have our bellies tickled. And I still genuinely believe, and it is people I interact with all the time. I walk around, and I know not everybody can be really vocal about supporting us, certainly over the journey we've been on. And we're seeing the needle flip now in terms of people wanting to work with us, people want to sponsor the shows. And obviously we've got to be very mindful that we set up not to be like that. We set up to remain independent from, I've had political overtures, parties trying to, feel the landscape out to see where they am. Obviously, commercial opportunities, and, for us, it's been steering away from that, mainly to protect our integrity so that we can say what we want when we want.